Yes, Casanovians. All right, boys. So I'm well excited to make this video because I'm just gonna drop like an obscene care package of value. I mean that's the intention for every video that I make, every piece of content that I put out there into the hinterland of the internet. The intention is always the same: to change your entire life, right? Like that's the energy that I move with. Like this is the energy that I'm giving you on these live streams every single day. I'm doing a live stream every single day of the year because I just want to hit you boys with optimism every single day. I think it's super easy in the modern age that we live in, like the whole manosphere, high value man, red pill space, to get bitter, right? To get bitter, to start hating the world, hating yourself, and become some sad, lonely incel who can't pull a muscle. So yeah, most coaches most coaches are gonna would try and charge you like 997 or do whenever I see someone charging 997 for a product, I'm just like, no. Anyway, most coaches they'd probably charge you 997 for some BS course. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not trying to sell you a course. All my courses are free. I'm not trying to funnel you into a $50 a month Discord or school community. None of that nonsense, right? I'm just hitting you with practical daily optimism, and that's the energy that we're moving with. So I want to start off with a number, all right? The number 0, all right? The number 0. So that's probably the amount of dates you've been on in the past 4 weeks, all right? 0. Yeah? This is basically the position that I found myself in 2020, right? So in 2020, I just come out of a long-term relationship. I looked like a turnip. I dressed like a moron. I was a porn addict who had erectile dysfunction. I hated myself. I hated the world. And I had no idea how to attract women, right? No idea whatsoever. I knew I didn't want to go down the long-winded route of trying to get girls through my social circle. I didn't want to be wasting hundreds of hours of my day. I didn't want to be wasting hundreds of hours swiping my life away on a screen. I didn't want to be settling for low-quality girls in grotty nightclubs. I didn't want to be DMing 100 girls a day on social media. So I came across a video which completely changed my life forever. And it was a video of a guy approaching women in Barcelona. All right. So since 2020, I decided to go all in on organic attraction. All right. So meeting women and having authentic conversations and having dates with these women, like bringing beautiful women into my lives through organic face-to-face interaction. So the purpose of this live stream is I want to share as much with you as possible that is going to help you accelerate your progress when it comes to daytime cold approach, right? So this is the thing that I teach, right? I teach entrepreneurs, business owners, and high achievers cold approach, right? How to bring beautiful women into their lives without a single swipe on a screen. So yeah, let's just kick off with what I consider to be the most important metric. So the first thing that I need you boys to do is get 100 direct cold approaches done as soon as possible, right? 100 direct cold approaches. The reason that I want you to get these done ASAP is because the first 100 that you do, they are most likely going to suck, all right? They don't even count. They're just batting practice. But maybe you'll strike out every time, or maybe you'll get lucky and hit a few home runs. But the reason why I need you to get 100 done ASAP is because in my experience of teaching this to hundreds of guys from all across the world, this is the magic number where you start to develop proficiency, right? Because at the moment, you don't know what you don't know. You can't see what you can't see. The amount of guys who comment on my videos being like, oh, Kristian, like, what do I say on dates? And it's like, dude, you're not even approaching yet. You're not even actually going out there in the field and putting your balls on the line, putting yourself through the social fire. Don't worry about that. The best analogy that I've ever heard about this from one of my business mentors, and he said to me that with anything that you do, whether it's fitness, business, dating, imagine that you're driving a car in the dead of night, right? You're driving a car in the dead of night. You've got your full beams on. all you're focusing on is what's in front of you. Like, all you're focused on is what's in front of you, like 10 feet in front of you. You're not worried about like what's like 1,000 feet in front of you. You're just focused on the next dragon, right? Like, what's in front of you right now? Like, what is the next practical action you can take to skyrocket your dating life? For a lot of you boys, it's just getting out there and doing the difficult thing, which is cold approach, right? You already know what you need to do. It's just, you've got all the information, you're not transmuting that into implementation. So when I say 100 direct cold approaches, these don't need to be good. They don't need to become these long 10-minute poetic masterpieces. This is the beautiful thing about cold approach, right? I dropped a video yesterday and it was called The Quick and Dirty Guide to Day Game. And what that video elucidates is, once you have developed proficiency, so once you have done those 100 direct cold approaches, then you can start getting results fast because you've got skin in the game. You know what works, you know what doesn't work. You've discovered your own approach to this. Then you can just walk out your house and within 10 minutes, you can meet 2 or 3 gob-smackingly gorgeous girls. Now you've got multiple dates lined up, right? Like, just imagine that feeling, because this is what cold approach actually gives us, right? I've tried everything else. I've tried the dating apps. I've tried the social circle. I've tried the fucking grotty nightclubs. It's a waste of time and it's a waste of money, right? Imagine that feeling that you get knowing you're going on multiple dates a week, even multiple dates lined up on the same day. Imagine the feeling of just being able to walk into any venue and leave with the hottest girl in there. Imagine the feeling that you get when you're known amongst all your friends or your private WhatsApp group as the guy who gets all the girls. Like, it's one of the greatest feelings a man can have, because I think if we're all honest with ourselves, this is the area of our life that we actually want to feel in control of. But I think that there's just so much BS stigma attached to wanting to actually improve yourself and improve your dating life. It's like, if you want to improve your body or the money that you're making or the fucking car you drive, it's like, oh yeah, bro, yeah, we're here for you, yeah, good for you. But then as soon as you tell your friends that you want to start cold approaching, you want to start improving your life, you want to actually undertake this process of personal renaissance, it's like crabs in the bucket mentality. It's like they'll try and claw you back. Like, oh, do you really want to do that? Do you really want to become one of those sleazy PUAs? It's like, dude, these people need to fucking go. Like, I'm not a dating coach. I'm not a day gamer. I'm not even a fucking pickup artist. Like, that term actually makes me feel ill. Like, if you consider yourself a PUA, then do me a kind favor and get the fuck off this channel. Like, I don't have time for, oh, I'm a pickup artist. No, you're a fucking loser. Like, the difference between pickup and what I teach, which is organic attraction, is pickup, like these pickup artists, right? They need to fake value. It's a 5-minute sales pitch. They have to masquerade as this high value man, this emotionally detached stone cold alpha. But it's like, there's a difference between getting girls and keeping girls. At some point, the mask will slip. So for me, it's about becoming that guy, right? Becoming the most fuckable version of yourself, and then unlocking this skill set, which is the skill of learning how to get what you want. It's bringing women into your life through organic face-to-face interaction. It's getting what you want rather than settling for what you think you can get. So becoming the most fuckable version of yourself, reps, just putting the reps in until it would be unreasonable for you not to succeed. Right? Just reps. 100 direct call approaches. That is the bare minimum for anybody who's actually serious about skyrocketing your dating life. Right? It's like your actions need to match your ambitions. Otherwise, you're going to fail. There's no getting around this, right? I don't have any magic bullet to give you. I don't have any BS course or some fucking community where, oh, like get results in one day. It's like, it doesn't exist. There is no magic bullet. And I think a lot of you boys, you're scouring the internet looking for this magic bullet, right? This works as long as you do, right? Like, no more of this, oh, cold approach doesn't work. Yes, it fucking does work. Like, you're the problem right now, and that's okay. Like, you most likely just suck. It's probably down to the way you look, the way you speak, and the way you think. And until you get feedback, then you're just going to get the same results, right? If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So 100 direct cold approaches to start off with. And approaching on its own is not enough. This is after the 100 direct call approaches. So don't worry about anything else right now. Just get these first 100 direct call approaches done ASAP. So going over to women who you find attractive. Hi, excuse me, I just wanted to say you look amazing. What are you doing today? And if you can, just push yourself to always be ascending towards the close, right? It's more weird if you just go over to a woman, give her a compliment and just walk off into Wonderland, right? You might as well cap off that conversation with a close. But like, the only framework that you need, if you are a complete beginner and you've not done any approaches yet, all you need to do is compliment, open question, go for the number. Hi, excuse me, I just wanted to say, you look amazing. What are you doing today? Oh, you're going shopping. Oh, that's cool. Well, listen, I need to go meet my friends, but another time, I'd like to take you out for a drink. So drop me a number. I'll send you one message. You can do whatever you want with that message. Maybe rewind that 10 seconds, because what I've given you boys right there is a tried and tested framework for getting results fast, getting points on the board, and developing skin in the game. That's all you need. That's all you need for the first 100 direct call approach. Don't worry about all this nonsense. Like, don't worry about all this bullshit. Like, oh, push, pull, spike, tease, attraction, seduction, comfort, rapport. Like, just forget all about that nonsense. The only goal right now is just to overcome that initial resistance to approaching and to accumulate positive reference experience. This is super important. Positive reference experience, because it's one thing seeing videos online, like watching my conversations, right? Like, that gives you evidence that this works, right? But what the beginner mind needs more than that is, okay, I know it works, but will this work for me? Yeah, like that's what's going through a beginner's mind, right? It's, yeah, I can see that this works. It's working for this guy. He's clearly getting results, but is it going to work for me? And that's why this very much is a process, right? You're not going to achieve this overnight success, this magic bullet formula. Yes, it will work for you, but you need to work for it, right? So that means starting off in the trenches, just like I've done, 100 direct call approaches, get those done. And then you will start to develop proficiency, okay? So you'll start to develop proficiency here. So compliment, what are you doing today? Go for the close. And then just keep repping that out. And what you'll find as well, that the positive reference experience I'm talking about, it might just be a smile, right? It might just be a smile. It might just be like, a girl might be like, oh, listen, I do have a boyfriend, but I really appreciate you coming over here. Like, those quote unquote rejections are actually better for the beginner mind than getting 20 phone numbers, because what they say is, this is okay. Right? Like, I approve of this. This is like the woman. Like, I approve of this. Keep doing what you're doing. You'll get a girl eventually. This happened to me in Lisbon. I've got a conversation I'll upload at some point where I was speaking with this German girl, and she was engaged, right? She was engaged. But she just wanted to keep talking. And she even said, like, you'll be able to see it in the conversation, like, I'm not available, but keep doing this. Right? Keep doing this. And I think that's what more of us guys who are actually undertaking this unorthodox odyssey, I think that's what we need to hear more of from women. Like, listen, I'm not available, or maybe you're not my type, but I really appreciate this. I really appreciate the balls that it takes to actually come over. Like, dude, those women are worth their weight in gold. And I've got so much adoration for those women, where it's like, because they don't have to say that, but just the fact that they've been like, listen, mate, I ain't gonna sleep with you, but thanks for coming over. I respect it. Keep doing what you're doing, right? And I think that's just a beautiful thing. But this positive reference experience. So you might not be getting phone numbers, but you might be getting smiles. You might be getting laughs. You might be getting, oh, I've got a boyfriend, but if I was single, then 100%. Like, these are just feeding your belief system. I do think that belief is the ultimate aphrodisiac. Belief is the ultimate purchasing power in your cold approach odyssey, right? The more belief that you're stacking by taking a lot of action, stacking a lot of wins, getting a lot of positive reference experience, it's telling your brain it's okay for you to do. I think that is what 99% of guys who try and learn cold approach, what they lack the most, it's a sense of permission. Right? It's permission that they can actually go out and do the thing that they want to do. They can live a life free from bullshit. They can live a life on their terms. They can actually go after what they want rather than settling for the things they think they can get. Permission, permission, permission. That's why I put these videos out every single day. That's why I continue to upload the high quality in-field content, because it was explained to me by one of my mentors many years ago that, Kristian, one of the big pull factors of you uploading content on a regular basis, it tells guys it's okay for them to still do it. Yeah. And I like to think that, like, I'm not a fucking weirdo. Do you know what I mean? I just consider myself like I'm a regular guy who's, you know, got a lot going for him. Like, I built my value from the absolute bottom, being the porn addict with erectile dysfunction. Like, I was brought up in a single parent household, like fucking council estate, working class family in the Lake District, 60,000 people, barren furnace. And over these 4 years, I've completely transformed my life. I've transformed my life, and I transform all of the lives of every single person who applies to work with me and is a member of my private network, the Entourage. Like, dude, I'm taking this shit to the moon, right? I'm going to the fucking top. Like, like where I'm at right now at 27 years old, like I'm thinking in terms of decades rather than days. I'm thinking about my 37-year-old self, right? What I'm building right now, it is going to be the #1 network on the planet for guys who want to master the out of daytime cold approach, become the most fuckable version of themselves, get more women than they know what to do with, make loads of money, travel the world, just live that freedom from bullshit lifestyle. So it's like, if you're watching this now, you're early. So yeah, if you resonate with me, you like what I do, then fucking get involved. Like if the energy that I'm emitting in these live streams is even helping you just by 1%, like, dude, imagine the life-changing impact of actually having me in your corner, having me on the FaceTime, coming to our weekly group coaching calls, working with me in person. I give you an entire year of dedicated support, right? Because I understand that to actually get results in this space, it's about prolonged progress over a sustained period, right? I give you the playbook, I hold you accountable, I take you through the exact tried and tested system that gets my clients the life-changing results that they do. Testimonials are on my Instagram page at Casanova Dating. Below this video, you'll see a link that'll take you to my website. There's more testimonials. You can book in a free call, see if you're the right fit to work with me. Even if I don't feel as though you are the right fit, you still speak with me for 30 minutes and I'll aim to give you as much fucking value on that call as possible because I'm in the business of changing people's lives, right? If not, then like, what's the point of that? So 100 direct call approaches, ASAP, get those done. And then a super important thing, I say this all the time, but no one fucking does it. The people who actually do it, they're the ones who get results. After you've done 100 of these, now it's time to get serious, right? Because the approach is the easy part, and that's going to upset a lot of people. Like, no, approaching is so hard. No, it's only hard because you think it's hard, right? That's the thing, right? It's only difficult because you think it's difficult, right? That's you're projecting that. Oh, approaching's hard. Oh, I've got approach anxiety. No, you don't have approach anxiety. Approach anxiety is not real. It was created by the dating industry to convince you that there's something wrong with you, and then they can prescribe you this thing like, oh, I take my approach, buy my approach anxiety course. It's like, dude, wake the fuck up, right? So you don't have approach anxiety. You just got resistance to doing something because you're out of practice. That's all social anxiety comes down to. You're not socially anxious. You just lack practice, right? It's like anything. It's like if I didn't train at the gym for a year, I'd start to get a little bit podgy. I start to lose a bit of definition, right? So I just need to get back into that flow state, right? Practice, reps. So get those 100 done ASAP. And then what I want you boys to start doing, start recording the audio of your conversations, right? Because you don't know what you don't know. You can't see what you can't see. You certainly can't hear what you can't hear. The amount of conversations I would have before I got mentored in this space, before I started watching myself back on camera, before I started getting actual feedback from people who knew what they were talking about, I was blissfully unaware of my own bottlenecks, meaning that I didn't know what I was shit at. I remember going around Leeds. Oh, and it's so, yeah, this is important actually. Dude, I would go around Leeds, right, when I first started this. And the crazy thing is, right, I was getting dates within 3 weeks of starting cold approach, right? Within 3 weeks of me starting cold approach, I was going on dates in Leeds. And a big reason for this was because I'd already spent a decade as a magician, right? So I was already used to approaching people, presenting myself. I already had persuasion and seduction and influence. I'd already learned all that stuff. So this is why when you come and work with me, you're getting over 14 years of social expertise. It's like I put these reps in so you don't have to, and that's why my clients get results fast. All right. So if you want to get results fast, if you don't want to basically go through all the shit that I'm talking about here, speed up the entire thing, apply to work with me, I'll give you the playbook, and then you can start living that top 1% dating life fast. But the issue with me going on dates quick was it almost went to my head because I was like, oh, I'm so good at this because evidence has got the loudest voice. I'm like, oh, I'm going on dates, so I'm clearly so good at this. Not really, because I could definitely have been going on a lot more dates and a lot quicker than I did, but I didn't know what I didn't know because I wasn't recording my conversations. Like, there were so many conversations that I had where I'd have that conversation with a girl, I'd go back home, and then I never heard from her ever again. Like, I'd just get flake. And it's like, yeah, I got dates fast, but what about all the girls that didn't convert? Like, what happened there? Like, why wasn't I getting those? And it's like, yeah, I want to celebrate my wins, but there was obviously something going wrong here, right? There was something going wrong. And then just by tweaking a few things, vroom, right? Progress fast, more dates, more women, happy fucking days. recording the audio of my conversations, right? It's super easy to do this. You don't need to put yourself on camera. Just use a voice recorder app on your phone and then capture the audio through your headphones. If you've got like Apple AirPods, it's even better because they're even easier. When I was living in Cyprus at the start of this year with Ephraim, who's one of our Entourage members, we lived together in Cyprus. We were creating infill videos using the AirPods, right? So AirPods are great. So voice recorder app on your phone, capture the audio through your headphones, and then aim to record as many conversations as possible. All right. So let's say you've already done 100 direct call approaches, and let's say this coming week, you're going to aim to do 20 approaches, right? Aim to record the audio of at least 5 of those conversations, right? That's nice and easy. Like 20 direct call approaches this week. Aim to record the audio of 5 of those conversations because, dude, you're going to get such a shock when you listen to yourself back because I guarantee there's so many things that you're doing wrong. I guarantee that your approach lacks conviction. I guarantee your conversations are too platonic. I guarantee that you're not building bulletproof investment. I guarantee that you're not actually scheduling the date during the initial conversation. This is a massive sticking point that so many people don't realize. People are less likely to bail on plans they've already committed to. So during that conversation, future project, right? Talk about the details of the date. Like, where are you going to take this girl? Oh, there's this new wine bar. Do you like red or white wine? Great. We're going to get red wine. We're going to have this picturesque panoramic of the Thames. Like, you want to really create that image in her mind. Like, she almost needs to experience the date in advance because then she's getting excited about it. She's thinking, oh yeah, I've already committed to this. Like, just in that conversation, just try and solidify that date. Like, where are you going? Like, what's the venue? What time? What day? What do you want it to wear? Like, after this video, I'll link my texting guide below because that gives you like everything you need to actually text girls after. So you'll see it all there. So if you're struggling with texting at the moment, I'll give you my free guide below. And again, most people are going to charge you money for this. I'm like, it's free, have it. Like, give away information, charge for implementation. Like, so yeah, texting guide will be linked below once this live stream's finished. But recording your audio is so important. Like, one of my guys this morning, he sent me one of his conversations. So one of my guys in Germany, he sent me over I think it was like a 7-minute recording of one of his conversations. Like, hey Kristian, been out. Would you mind analyzing this to me, analyzing this for me and give me feedback? Too fucking right. Too fucking right. Why? Because I've got time. I've got time for action takers, right? I have got time for action takers. It's like, if one of my guys has been out in the field, he's recorded his conversation, send me that shit. Send me that shit. It's like, I enjoy listening to that. Maybe it's fucking weird, I don't know, but I enjoy it. I enjoy knowing that my guys are out there in the field, putting themselves through the social fire, and then they've got the emotional bravery to be able to share that with me and ask for no BS feedback, because that's where I operate in this space. I am so no bullshit that I'll most likely offend most people, right? If you are a little crybaby, if you're an excuse maker, action avoider, if you get offended when people tell you the truth, then go fuck off. Like, I don't have time for these people because you're not going to get anywhere, right? That's just the bitter reality of it, right? A lot of you boys, you just need to have more people in your corner who can just tell you what you need to know rather than what you want to hear. Like, right, bro, you're out of shape. You need to get to the gym, because it's like, like, it's holistic when it comes to this, right? It's not just about learning like lines and tricks and techniques. It's becoming the most fuckable version of yourself and then developing proficiency in the art of face-to-face communication. That's how we get results. So, recording the audio of our conversations is so important. So please start doing that, because it will skyrocket your results. And then actually listen to it as well. Like, yeah, it'll take you some time, but it's worth it, because then every time you go out to cold approach, this is what I did when I was learning this. I would create what I called a sticking point list, all right? So I wrote down, after listening to my conversations, I wrote down everything that I was shit at. And then I would make a point the next session to improve upon one of these things. It's important that you only try and improve one thing at a time, otherwise it's too much for your mind to manage, right? So let's say I knew that I was speaking too fast because I'd heard this in my conversations, right? So the only intention for the next session, it wasn't getting phone numbers, it wasn't going on instant dates, it wasn't about getting happy endings, it was just on skill progression. And the way that I would progress skill during this next session was speaking slower. Yeah, I actually think that just doing this one thing will, it'll just improve the quality of your conversations. It'll reduce your flake rate. You'll feel more in control when you're actually in your conversations. There's something that every single guy I've ever coached, no exceptions, everyone speaks too fast. I did it, and this was like being a magician for 10 years because cold approach, dude, it's almost like we've got two personalities. It's like the version of us who we usually are, but then it's like as soon as a guy steps into a cold approach conversation, he becomes this completely like different version of him. Like all the learning goes out the window. It's like he'll start speaking fast, he'll run out of things to say, he'll stumble over his words, but it doesn't matter. Like if you're falling forwards, you're falling forwards. But speed, all right, slow down, take a breath. This is something that I had to train myself to do because when I started cold approach, I was coming from that magic background. So I was used to being an entertainer. I was used to having this high energy of keeping people engaged by speaking fast, speaking loud. But with seduction, it was a different dance altogether. I need to learn how to become more grounded, let the silence do the work, marinate in the moment, and just be more chill. All right. This will genuinely make a huge difference to your cold approach conversations, and because when you speak slower, you give yourself time to think. Now you've got time to think, you'll think, oh, maybe before I just dart off into the wilderness, I should go for her number, right? And then maybe after I've got her number, we can then set up the plans for the future date, because I remember Kristian said to do that. So just by going slower, you give yourself time to think. And then when you've got time to think, you've got more time to take the right actions. Yeah? Does that make sense? So yeah, that's really important as well. By recording the audio conversations, you find what you're shit at, you understand where your bottlenecks are, and then you can improve them one session at a time. And yeah, 100%. This takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. If you want to speed everything up, then apply to work with me. Below this video, there's a link. All right, hit that link, go over to my website, book in a free call with me. Before I was like, listen, there is no magic bullet, right? Anyone who's attempting to be like, oh, change your life in a day, I'm offering these single day sessions where you'll be able to, I don't know, be a fucking attracting models within 5 hours. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. But when you come and work with me, change does happen fast, because there's 3 areas really that I think propel success with cold approach. And I got this from Alex Hormozy. It's skills, character traits, and beliefs. Okay, skills, character traits, and beliefs. Like these are the 3 most important areas to start to really develop proficiency with your dating life. It's like beliefs, right? What do you believe to be true about the world that isn't? What do you believe to be true about yourself that isn't? Yeah, like what are the stories that you're telling yourself on a daily basis? Are you grappling with that perceived lack of self-worth? Are you projecting your perceived lack of self-worth into every approach, rejecting yourself on the girl's behalf, experiencing failure in advance? Because this is the reality for a lot of guys, and they're not even aware of it, right? Because they don't know what they don't know. So belief is a massive one, right? Belief, like actually improving our belief system. This is what I help guys do fast, because when you come and work with me, you become a member of my network, you enter this echo chamber of empathy where there's so much positivity, there's so much energy, there's so much ambition that becomes you, right? You learn through osmosis. Like you're not going to build an army of one, right? Whether you're completely new to this or you consider yourself a seasoned player, the key to reaching God level status is rolling with an elite crew of like-minded legends, like people to call you out on your bullshit. Like the amount of guys we've got in the Entourage, it's like they can't see themselves. It's like, a guy will be on one of our group coaching calls that we have every week, and I'll be like, oh, dude, like, oh, fuck, like, I went on, like, 3 dates this week, but, fuck, like, I feel as though I messed up one. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, you've been on 3 dates this week. That's incredible. Let's celebrate that win, because I find within all of us, there's this conflict between the person we want to be, the person we've always been, and the person we feel as though we need to be, right? I don't care about who you've been in the past. I don't care about how shit your childhood was. I don't care if you got bullied at school. I don't care if you grew up on a council estate or you fucking had a erectile dysfunction or addicted. I don't care about who you've been. I care about who you want to become, right? That's what therapy is for. Therapy talks about the past, coaching, focusing on the future. That's what I want to, that's what I'm focused on. Like, who do we want to become? And let's work like savages to get there. It's like, as long as you give this 100%, I'll give you 100% back. You'll get out of this process what you're prepared to put into it. So that's the belief aspect. And then skill, going out there, putting the reps in. Again, if you've got someone to give you feedback, then you're gonna make progress quickly, because I can be like, that shit, that's it, that shit, and dude, what are you even wearing, right? So having that no bullshit feedback, and then character traits, right? Like, who are you as a person? Right, like what are the daily actions that you're doing? Like, look at the women that you're dating at the moment. Look at the money that you're making. Look at the car you drive. And it's like, do you feel as though you're actually pushing yourself as a human being? Are you actually living the life you want to be living, or are you slacking off? Are you being lazy? Do you have toxic habits? Do you give into instant gratification too quickly? Do you have people in your life who push you, or are you surrounded by the same 5 people who you went to school with, people who try to claw you back into their crabs in a bucket mentality? Oh, don't improve yourself, don't look cola approach, that's weird. Here, have another beer, let's watch the football. It's like so your character traits, it's like you are accepting the life you believe you deserve, right? Because we don't achieve dreams, we achieve standards, right? So if you're not happy with the current reality at the moment, like I wasn't happy with the person that I was 4 years ago, right? I hated myself, I hated my life, and I knew that I had music inside of me that I needed to share with the world. I knew I had a symphony to sing, and I knew I had so much talent within me, but it's like no one gave a fuck. It's like no one gives a fuck unless you give them a reason to give a fuck, right? So I was like, right, I hate my life at the moment. I've got erectile dysfunction. I'm a porn addict. I'm working this dead end job. I've got cockroaches in my apartment, but fuck me. I can see a vision for my future. Now, the person I am today at 27 years old, this is the person I predicted that I would become. Everything that I said would happen has happened because I believed I was a shit until it came true. I think more of us need this optimism in our lives. Like having me in your corner, you can hop on the FaceTime to me, you can come to our weekly group coaching calls, you do an in-person experience with me. It's like, dude, your life is never going to be the same again because my reputation is attached to your success. And that's why I won't work with anybody who I don't think is a right fit for the coaching, right? If I don't think you're the right fit, I ain't going to work with you for the hell of it. Like, I don't need to because it's just too much of a headache. So it's like the highest compliment I can pay you is, yes, let's work together, join the network. We're going to take this shit to the moon. All right. So link below, click it, apply to work with me. Worst case scenario, you speak with me for 30 minutes. I think that's nice. So that's like the trifecta of, I would say, problems with guys who learn in cold approaches: belief system, character traits, and skill acquisition. And then I would say the final thing that I would touch upon is a lot of times when guys do apply to work with me, right, entrepreneurs, business owners, high achievers, they've got it all on paper, right? They look really good, they're making good money, solid career, they've got money in the bank, they're living a cool life, but they still can't go over and talk to that pretty girl. The analogy we always use is that's like working your bollocks off to buy a Lamborghini and then being too scared to drive it. So with them, it is very much a belief issue. It's in a game, it's mindset. I think when it comes to attracting the gob-smackingly gorgeous girls, it is 90% in a game, all right? And I think this is a fallacy that a lot of guys, including myself, fall into, all right? Like when I went through my whole looks maxing phase, become the most fuckable version of myself, I still felt like the ugly duckling inside for a long time because it was like the internal hadn't yet caught up with the external. So even though I come on these live streams, I tell you boys that of course looks matter, right? There's a big difference between looking good and being good looking. It is within any man's power to improve upon what he's been given and play his hand to the best of his ability. But just because you look good, like looking good isn't open, right? Looking good buys you 20 seconds of a woman's attention. It doesn't sell the product entirely. What sells the product is you. It's who you are rather than what you have. It's your character. It's your dominance. It's your assertiveness. It's your leadership. It's the skills that you've acquired all the way back when you were first doing those 100 direct cold approaches, right? And this is, I would say, the most important aspect of the whole seduction dance. It's how you're making that woman feel like during that initial interaction. I really do think that that initial interaction that we have with a woman, it almost paves the way for our future partnership. It's like, I don't know, it's hard to describe right now, but it's like I really want to show up in that conversation bringing my best self, yeah, because seduction is essentially sales, all right? Like in this conversation that we're having with this complete stranger, what we're essentially doing is creating a compelling reason why she's going to be desperate to want to see us again, yeah? And this is what it's about. This is why I said approaching is the easy part. The difficult part of this game is building the investment, making that woman desperate to see us again by giving her a compelling why. Yeah, like that's the difficult part. Anybody can approach, but not that many people can actually convert those approaches into quality conversations, which build bulletproof investment, then do the texting, and then get her out on the date. Again, this is everything that I give you. You can get the text and video below, so hopefully that will bridge that gap. But this aspect of the conversation is so important, right? So why you? Yeah, like why out of all of her other options, why would she want to go on a date with you? Like, would you date yourself? Like, are you the most fuckable version of yourself right now? Do you have an interest in life that you want to bring this woman into? Or when you're on a date together and she asks you, what do? You just look at her like a rabbit in headlights, be like, well, I kind of just cold approach girls, right? Day game is simply a way of delivering our value to the world. Learn day game, don't become a day gamer. This should be a complement to an already abundant lifestyle. Do you understand? So game is simply learning how to get what we want, but it can't be our entire reason for being. We need to be finding fulfillment in many things. Like, what are you looking forward to? What's your springboard for tomorrow? Like, when's your next holiday planned? Like, what are you doing for a job? Does it fulfill you? What's your mental health like? Who are you surrounding yourself with on a daily basis? What sort of content are you consuming? What's your mindset like? All these things, it's like when we approach that woman, it's like the approach has already happened before the approach, because when we're presenting ourselves to women, it's like she is feeling the person who we've become. Does that make sense? It's like all of the actions that you've taken, all the habits that you've formed, all the decisions that you've made, like it's all got you to where we're at today, right? So it's like, I think there's a really good book. I think it's like Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, or something like that. But that's important. It's like selling your product, because again, seduction is sales. Selling your product, why you? Yeah, giving that woman a compelling reason why. So maybe you've got a really fucking cool lifestyle that she just wants to become part of. And this is why as well, creating a compelling Instagram makes cold approach super easy. All right, I'll link that video below as well, because I've already made it. How to create a compelling Instagram that makes women desperate to see you. So it's like really simple framework, 100 direct cold approaches, get that done ASAP. Becoming the most fuckable version of ourselves. That means fitness, fashion, finances, just improving ourselves like every fucking day. There's no reason why within a week you can't have become more fuckable. Like, change can happen fast as long as you commit yourself to it. So like this time next week, you can be 20% more fuckable. Easy, done. Let's get it done. And what else was I gonna say? Become fuckable, and then but developing your seductive self is the best way that I can describe it. Like, why you, right? So you've developed proficiency, you've become more fuckable, and now you're developing that life that women actually want to be a part of. So yeah, I go deeper in this in the Instagram video, so watch that if you haven't done so already. But that really does make cold approach a lot easier for you. You've become fuckable, you've developed proficiency, you close via Instagram, because if you're closing via Instagram and your Instagram is actually good, your profile will do a lot of the work on your behalf. She'll get more invested without you needing to say anything else. And it also means your conversations don't have to be that good either. Like, I can get away with having shit conversations now. Not that I want to, but like if I'm having just like a low energy, low mood day, then I can speak with a woman for like 30 seconds, exchange Instagrams, and she goes over to my profile and she's like, fuck me, I want to see this guy again. Like the video that I dropped yesterday elucidates that as well. Evidence has got the loudest voice. I'm one of the few people in like the men's dating space who actually has been documenting his entire process for the past 4 years, and you can see that I actually practice what I preach, right? I actually walk the walk. I actually put out the infield conversations, the rejections, the client transformations. It's like, if someone wants to come at me and be like, oh, you're a charlatan, you're a shit coach, it's like, yeah, cool story, bro. It's like saying I'm Chinese. By this point, I'm too far gone to actually give a flying fuck. If people are like, oh, you're shit, it's like, I'm just not. It's just like, cool. So yeah. There's one more thing that I was going to say. Can't remember what it was. Probably doesn't matter. Maybe it will. I don't know. But anyway, if you watch the live stream all the way through, then do me a favor. Like it. Subscribe to the channel. If you resonate with me, you like what I do, you want to take this shit to the moon, then apply to join the Entourage. Get an entire year of dedicated coaching with me. Your entire year contains an in-person coaching experience, weekly group coaching calls, and yeah, a shitload of other things that it's just, mate, it's the most valuable product, I would say, in this whole space. I don't think anybody else can compete with the product, with the results, and with me as an individual. I'm getting better every day. And it's a pleasure to be taking you boys for the ride with me. If anything that I've said has offended anybody during this live stream, if you don't like me, then again, you can kindly fuck off, because I don't really care. Attract your people, repel the rest. That's the whole point of this. That's the whole reason why I make these videos, right? It's content marketing, right? Content marketing, meaning I put out videos, I find people who resonate with me, they like what I do, they've got the money, they've got the passion, they've got the drive, and they just want to take this shit to the moon. That's why I make these videos. For the rest of you, I hope you get value. Download the free courses, watch the free videos, and when you are ready to pull the trigger, connect with me on a personal level, then apply to join the Entourage. Link below, click it. listen to all the testimonials. Yeah, I've enjoyed this live stream. I don't know how long we've been talking for, but my foot has gone numb. So I'm going to say that we've probably been speaking for about 40 minutes. But no, boys, I love you all very much. I truly want the best for every single one of you. Make notes on this live stream. Maybe watch it back a couple more times so the lessons actually sink in. I'm doing my best to show up for you boys every single day. It's not easy doing daily content, but fuck it. I'm doing it even when I don't want to do it. I'm just doing it. Reps, reps, reps. Reps, 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 reps. If there's one thing you take away from this video, let it be that. Right, love you. Bye.